Hi, my name is Garrett Street, and welcome to another edition of Real Deal Sports. Today we're going to talk about the charges levied against Michael Vick by Judge Hudson in the This situation for Vick is a tough situation. Not sorry, and I think he is sorry in his own way, but he's just not coming off the way people want to see him do. Back to Real Deal Sports. My name is Garrett Street, and a lot happened in the NFL this weekend. Let's talk about it. The Patriots and Steelers had a game. Last weekend, the Lions and Cowboys faced off in a game with playoff implication. The Lions trying to hold on in the wild card race, and the Cowboys trying to hold on to home field advantage in the NFC. The Lions had a chance to win the game, but the steady Hansen finally misses one in 37 yards, giving the Cowboys a chance late in the game to score a touchdown with 18 seconds left and remain in the top spot for home field advantage. Ken, give us a wrap-up on the Lions and Dallas game. What do you think comes out of this?
Atlanta should have fell on that ball, but there's no guarantee he would have fallen on the guy that I can forgive that. What was bad was the play calling on the last offensive possession. McDonald caught a pass on the sideline, ran out of bounds, stopped the clock. They put the ball in the air on third down, didn't complete it, stopped the clock. Probably about 40 to 80 seconds they could have ran off the clock there. And I think that's the part that's unforgivable. I can't believe they put the ball in the air when they were trying to run the clock.
We got T. Dawson in the gym. Do you think the Lions still have
Can't
a
talk
chance to make
on a federal level. It just doesn't make sense. Detroit Lions, you know, my favorite team. They're always there to lose when you need them. Can't talk. You made your money. Detroit to beat us when they were on lose. You get there for 46 minutes. Just keep it going for the last 13. And that's what it counts.
Welcome back to Real Deal Sports. My name is Garrett Street, and we're going to go to New York, where the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden settled an $11.6 million suit with Anucha Brown in a sexual harassment case. Isaiah, who's been booed the last couple nights to the point where they're turning up the music now to drown out the boos of the fans, is in a tough situation. Will he resign? Will the New York Knicks fire him? He seems to have a close relationship with the team management, but how long can they go on like this? He didn't start Stephon Marbury the other day, and now he's having problems with, the fans, and the city is not behind him. So, welcome back to another edition of Real Deal Sports, where we say what we want and we do what we want. In the NBA news, Jamal Tinsley once again caught up in a nightclub incident where a shooting occurred for the fourth or fifth time in the last 2 years, was unscathed, but equipment manager was wounded 2 times in the elbow in non-critical condition. That are in the NBA. I know their targets, and they got to know their targets, so they have to be more careful about the moves they make. The team decided not to punish him after Larry Bird met with some team officials, and they decided to let him get off because they said he really didn't do anything wrong, but this continual behavior will become detrimental to the team. It's going to cost him to be traded. In the NHL action, the Detroit Red Wings, who out for 365 straight games going into this season. The Wings hired a new guy, Steve Violetta, as Senior Vice President of Business Affairs, to help with these problems. Hopefully, he said ASAP he wants to get some more butts in the seats. And that's what it's all about. The Wings have the best record in the NHL, so they should have fans supporting them. But with the economy in Detroit and other factors that are going on, they're having a problem filling the house. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports. My name is Garrett Street, and we go to Ann Arbor, where University of Michigan has yet to find a head coach for the football team. After botching up the deal with Les Miles, the Wolverines have gone after Rutgers coach Gary Schiano, who also probably felt, hey, I'm not your first choice. Why should I go there as your second-tier guy, and maybe you look. Michigan has lost a lot of prestige, losing to Appalachian State, and just the way they've run their football team over the last few years, losing to Ohio State for 5 or 6 times in a row. They're having problems. They're not the same team that was highly regarded in the past, and they must find a good coach and be willing to pay a good coach if they want to get back to that winning tradition that is Michigan. Many people say, well, we want to win the right way. Well, maybe winning the right way that you guys think is the right way is the wrong way, and you can't win that way anymore. It's 2008 now, not 1950. Bo Schembechler is gone, bless his heart and soul. But Michigan has to find a new identity and find a coach that fits the program that they're willing to pay, and move on towards a future of winning Michigan football. We'll be right back with more from Real Deal Sports. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports. Barry Bonds pleaded not guilty last Friday to charges that he lied to a grand jury. The case will continue, but let's look at the situation. Barry Bonds was said to have used substances that weren't banned at the time, that became banned after later, and everybody wants this cloud of steroids allegation to not be over with just Barry, but over baseball in itself. Can we go back to just enjoying baseball and players coming to compete and doing what's right? I mean, obviously both sides, even on the prosecutor side, have done underhanded things, and at this point I'm tired of it. I'm ready to get to the bottom of it. The fans are ready to get to the bottom of it, and we want to go on, move on from this situation and get this dark cloud over baseball over with. If Barry did something, then charge him. If he didn't do anything, then let's move on and let's keep baseball clean and get it back to where it's gone from. You can't let 10 years of things tear apart a sport that's been an American tradition for over 100 years. It just won't happen. And all these people that want to put asterisks by different guys' names, what do you got going? What are you doing? No, who would like somebody digging into their life the way Barry's life has been dug into? Let's get all this stuff over with and move on to a better day so the kids can enjoy baseball for what it really is, an American sport that's a happy family thing to do. We'll be back with more Real Deal Sports right after this. Ricky Hatton and Floyd Mayweather Jr. faced off in a highly touted middleweight bout. Early in the fight, Hatton rushed in, and let's face it, Ricky Hatton is good for boxing. He had 20,000 people come from overseas to support the fight. They took over the fight. They even booed the national anthem, which I thought was a little, rude, but hey, we deal with that. But the guy's good for boxing. It was a great atmosphere. Crowded fight, all the big names and faces and stars were out, and they gave a good fight, which hasn't happened in a while. Early in the fight, Ricky Hatton bulled in with his tactics of rushing and elbowing and grabbing and holding and hitting. Floyd was able to move and jab, and in the end, when most people thought Floyd might wear out, it was Ricky Hatton who wore out, who was stung late in the fight in the 10th round with a sneaky right kind of overhand hook that caught him and put Hatton face first into the middle of the ropes and dropped him. Hatton got up, but he wasn't unable to finish as he was still woozy and dropped again after Floyd peppered him with a few more shots. It was a great victory for Floyd Mayweather, who has made $50 million alone last year in boxing. He said he's going to retire, but he won't retire. His hands are in bad shape. A lot of people don't know about this, but he's had many treatments on his hand. He's broke his hands, and his hands have been giving him his problems probably the last 3 or 4 fights, although he hasn't made a big deal of it. But he'll rest those hands. He'll let one of these other fighters like Cotto or somebody else emerge, and then we'll see Floyd Mayweather once again in one of these major big money fights. The guy, pound for pound, is the best boxer out now, and maybe the best ever. But over and over again, he shows that he can adapt to any style and come in and do good things for boxing. As far as Ricky Hatton, they'll match him up with someone else, and he'll remain good for boxing. If he can learn to get a skilled punch, maybe a jab or a straight right, and add that to his arsenal, he could be a champion, and he'll definitely always have those fans follow him around. This has been Real Deal Sports. We'll see you next week. Take care, and remember, at Real Deal Sports, we keep it real and give it to you straight.